1. Taiwan boosts defense spending with $18.6 billion budget. 2. Power price surge. Inflation fears rise as subsidy bill fails. 3. Taiwan's new stimulus package. What you need to know. 1. Taiwan boosts defense spending with $18.6 billion budget. Imagine a nation taking a bold step to significantly boost its defense capabilities. This is exactly what Taiwan has recently done, stirring both local politics and international debates. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite facing internal political resistance, Taiwan's opposition lawmakers successfully pushed through a landmark bill aimed at increasing military funding, a move driven partly by pressure from external allies, particularly the United States. This decision underscores Taiwan's urgent need to bolster its defenses amid growing assertiveness from China, which considers the island part of its territory. The legislative process culminated on Friday with the approval of a special budget amounting to 545 billion new Taiwan dollars, approximately $18.6 billion USD. This substantial financial package follows weeks of intense political negotiations and disagreements. Notably, the bill, supported by opposition party Kuomintang, allocates 150 billion new Taiwan dollars specifically for enhancing defense systems. These investments cover a range of strategic assets, including advanced communication satellites and sophisticated surveillance and reconnaissance technology critical for modern battlefield awareness and security. And this is the part most people miss. Such a large-scale investment is not just about military hardware. It is a clear message that Taiwan is determined to improve its self-defense capabilities independently, signaling to both regional neighbors and global powers that it is serious about safeguarding its sovereignty. This move comes amid ongoing international pressure, especially from the U.S., which has consistently urged Taipei to enhance its defensive readiness in the face of China's expanding military presence. While some critics argue that such increased military spending could escalate tensions further, supporters believe it's a necessary step toward ensuring regional stability and peace. The core question remains, can Taiwan's self-reliant defense strike a balance between deterrence and diplomacy? And what are your thoughts on the growing arms race in the Asia-Pacific? Do you think such targeted investments are enough, or could they provoke even more aggressive actions from China? Share your opinions below and join the conversation. 2. Power price surge. Inflation fears rise as subsidy bill fails. Imagine waking up one day to discover your electricity bills have surged out of control. For Taiwan, that nightmare scenario could soon become reality after a controversial legislative decision, which sparks heated debates about economic priorities and energy policy. Here's why this matters to every household and business, and what's driving the heated debate. The recent exclusion of a 100 billion new Taiwan dollars, 3.42 billion US dollars, subsidy package for Taiwan Power Co, Taipower, from a special government bill has set off alarm bells. The executive yuan warns this move could trigger electricity rate hikes, compounding existing inflationary pressures. Picture this: rising power costs coupled with potential new U.S. tariffs. Could this double whammy cripple industries already navigating a turbulent global economy? The subsidy was proposed to stabilize Taipower's dire financial situation. But when opposition lawmakers, primarily from the KMT, successfully pushed for its removal, the state-owned utility now faces a grim reality. Michelle Lee, executive yuan spokeswoman, confirmed a rate review meeting is scheduled for September. If approved, consumers and businesses might face higher electricity costs, which could further inflate prices for everyday goods and services. But here's the catch: Taipower's financial woes run deep, with accumulated losses exceeding 422.9 billion new Taiwan dollars as of last year. Driven by skyrocketing fuel expenses, the company is in a precarious position. When the government previously avoided raising rates in April, Taipower's losses ballooned by an estimated 33.2 billion new Taiwan dollars. Critics argue this financial mess stems from flawed energy policies, including the phase-out of nuclear power, once a clean and affordable option, and purchasing renewables from private firms at inflated prices. This short-sighted approach is coming back to haunt us, claim opposition leaders. Meanwhile, industry groups warn of a perfect storm. Paul Su, head of the General Chamber of Commerce, notes that higher electricity rates could deal a devastating blow to manufacturers. When combined with potential U.S. tariffs and a strengthening new Taiwan dollar, which makes exports pricier, older industries like metalworking or textiles might struggle to compete globally. Yet the proposed subsidy wasn't just about financial aid. It was a strategic move. The government intended to use it to improve Taipower's financial health, reduce pressure on ratepayers, and shield the economy from cascading effects. Michelle Lee emphasized Taipower staff are working tirelessly to repair infrastructure damaged by Typhoon Donis, but their efforts might be overshadowed by these policy decisions. This situation raises critical questions. Should governments prioritize immediate financial support for utilities or long-term policy reforms to prevent such crises? Is there a middle ground between investing in renewable energy and maintaining affordable power for all? And what's the real cost of phasing out nuclear power when alternatives remain unproven on a large scale? Premier Cho Young-tai expressed regret over the subsidy's exclusion, urging Taipower employees to remain undeterred. But as Taiwan grapples with these interconnected challenges, one thing is clear. The decisions made today will shape the economic landscape for years to come. We'd love to hear your perspective. Should the government reconsider its energy strategy, or is this a necessary sacrifice for fiscal responsibility? Share your thoughts below. 3. Taiwan's new stimulus package. What you need to know. In a significant move, the legislature has approved a special act that enables the government to utilize surplus tax revenues for enhancing Taiwan's security infrastructure and providing support to industries that may face challenges due to U.S. tariffs. This decision, made on July 11th, has sparked considerable discussion and debate among lawmakers. However, the opposition party, the Kuomintang, KMT, which hold the majority in the legislature, successfully advocated for the exclusion of 100 billion new Taiwan dollars, approximately $3.42 billion US dollars, in financial assistance intended for the struggling Taiwan Power Company, Taipower, from the proposed package. Instead, they pushed for the inclusion of 230 billion new Taiwan dollars in direct cash payments to Taiwanese citizens, which increased the overall cost of the package from the cabinet's initial proposal of 410 billion new Taiwan dollars to a staggering 530 billion new Taiwan dollars. A point of contention remains regarding whether foreign residents in Taiwan will qualify for these cash handouts. The cabinet indicated that this matter would not be addressed until after the package received legislative approval. The KMT's proposals ignited a passionate debate on the legislative floor prior to the vote on Friday afternoon. Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, lawmaker Chung Chia-pin expressed concerns that the removal of the proposed aid for Taipower could result in increased electricity prices, which would subsequently lead to higher costs for various goods and services. He emphasized that these additional financial burdens on the public would not be alleviated by one-time cash payments. The cabinet has also stated that it may need to borrow funds to finance the individual stimulus payments. In contrast, KMT lawmaker Lai Shyhbao countered this assertion, claiming that the surplus tax revenue has exceeded 1 trillion new Taiwan dollars and that the government should prioritize returning this money to the citizens to stimulate domestic spending. Another KMT lawmaker, Lin Suming, pointed out that the previous DPP administration under President Tsai Ing-wen had previously issued tax rebates, questioning why the current government is resistant to similar measures. He noted that neighboring countries, such as South Korea and Singapore, have implemented comparable initiatives in response to the economic uncertainties stemming from U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff threats. Data from the Ministry of Finance reveals that the accumulated surplus tax revenue from fiscal years 2021 to 2023 has reached 1.3 trillion new Taiwan dollars. However, the ministry clarified in February that not all of this amount could be readily accessed by the central government, as a significant portion is earmarked for debt repayment and future reserves. With the special act now passed by the legislature, The next step for the cabinet is to present an appropriation bill that will authorize the actual distribution of these funds. In addition to the 230 billion new Taiwan dollars allocated for cash rebates, the approved bill also includes 150 billion new Taiwan dollars designated for upgrades to military and Coast Guard systems, along with 93 billion new Taiwan dollars in relief measures aimed at assisting Taiwanese exporters in coping with potential tariff impacts.